Hey guys, I'm my counselor and I'm going to be talking about the increase in rent prices. For as long as I can remember, my parents have rented houses, apartments, townhouses. We have always rented, which has caused me to move around a lot. About 5 years ago, I lived in an apartment with my mom and my little brother, but unfortunately we had to move because they kept increasing the rent and we couldn't afford it anymore. While I was living at the apartment, I made some friends. We would hang out in the pool during the summers and go to each other's apartments during the winter, but everyone had to move because we couldn't afford to live there anymore. Today I'm going to talk to two different people and hear their different POVs. So, Mr. P, tell us how the increase in rent prices affect you as a landlord.
Well, as a landlord, I gotta be honest, I am benefiting a lot from the rising rent prices. I have a 3-bedroom house near the USF area that rented for $13.50 up until last October when the tenants moved out. And my property manager told me he was going to market it for a new set of tenants at $1,700. And he told me it's an aggressive ask, and he does not expect to get it, but he wanted to use that as a starting point nonetheless. And about a week later, he called me and told me that he had a prospective family who qualified on a Tuesday, and they were ready to move in that Saturday at $1,700 a month. So to have your rent go up $350 in 3 months as you're leaving one tenant and inviting a new one in is unheard of. And I've been a landlord for almost 10 years, and I've never seen a rent jump that much.
Thank you so much. Next up we have Colette Duke, a realtor, to tell us the realtor side of the story. Colette, how have the increased rent prices affect you as a realtor?
It hasn't really affected me too much because I've never really worked with renters in my field. I typically just refer them to other people who work with renters. But I can say that what I've noticed as a realtor is that I've had an increase in people coming to me looking for rentals because they're so hard to find. More people who are looking for rentals need help finding them because they're very difficult to find.
In what ways does it affect the renters?
Oh, my goodness. I mean, it affects them in so many ways, right? So renters who are currently renting, it makes them less likely to move somewhere they might want to live more because they know that the possibility of finding a place that they really want is less likely. So most people are sticking with where they are and just hoping that their rent doesn't increase. If their rent does increase, for a lot of people, it's a huge financial burden. And unfortunately for many, it's causing them to have to go, live with family or friends because they simply can't afford to stay in the rental that they're in. For those that are looking for rentals that don't currently have a place or are needing to move, it's just a very difficult process. It's very competitive. A lot of people don't have the financial means to pay the rents that are being asked in this area. If their salaries or their work pay isn't increasing as much as the rent rates have, then they're really in a bind.
Thank you both so much for sharing each story. I hope this makes people who are renting catch a glimpse of the renting world. Thank you.